Hello and welcome back to the Late Night Cool Down. I'm here with Kevin and we just met on this bridge watching the full moon. So Kevin, why don't you introduce yourself?
What's up, y'all? Kevin, DGK from Vancouver, here on Granville Bridge, enjoying the moon. Chilling, met this young gentleman and now I'm getting an interview, so fuck. Just chilling.
So the Late Night Cool Down, so season 2, you're going to be on season 2.
Okay, shit, you guys.
It's really about meeting the people of Vancouver and getting a new perspective a new perspective on what it's like growing up here or living here. And
Okay.
So what do you do for work, Kevin?
For work, I'm in and out of jobs, temp.
Yeah.
Was a bodyguard for a little bit and was a bouncer at a club. But right now I'm not working. Just kind of just chilling, making my money elsewhere, you could say. I don't know. Not official.
So you're Indigenous.
Yeah.
And so did you grow up here or did you move from Alberta? Because you said you were Cree before we started the podcast.
Yeah. From AB, Calgary, Forest Lawn, and then I moved over here when I was probably 11 or some shit. And I've been here in Vancouver for majority of my life. Yeah, I love it. I love the city. It's hard, but just gotta know the right people. Really, fuck.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Knowing the right people or being surrounded by your people really makes a huge difference in the city. So you said you play guitar before we started recording.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing guitar for?
I've been playing since I was a kid, I guess. I don't know, probably around 7, 8. I self-taught myself, so I've been playing for about 15 years now, or so. I use the guitar as my you could say coping mechanism, I guess you could say, for all the trauma that I was going through. I've been through some fucking shit, but the guitar, has always been beside me, and I could use that as
An outlet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, do you write songs?
I don't sing or anything, but yeah, I have definitely made a few songs. I was in a band for a little bit, but that didn't go through. Drugs.
So you're a bit older than me. I'm 21. You are?
I am 30.
So what was it like for you growing up as an Indigenous person in Vancouver through most of your formative years? What was your experience like?
I really don't know how to answer that, because it's just that I'm just me living me. Like, there's nothing to do with my race or anything like that. Struggles are struggles. Everybody goes through them, and it's just just gotta keep your chin up and fucking treat other people with respect. That's it. That's all. Get through anything with respect.
So yeah, I really like that perspective. You're a very resilient person. So did you?
I've been told I'm an old soul. It's not my first time here on this plane. You could say.
I can totally relate to that.
I can. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm very wise, you could say, but stupid at the same time. I'm choosing to be stupid, and that's my own fault. Sad, but it's the truth. You said season 2?
Yeah, season 2 of the Late Night Cool Down.
Late Night Cool Down. Okay, so I look you up on YouTube or whatnot? And
We're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio.
You say we, so who's that? Like,
We as in me and me.
you and you? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so how often do you interview people?
You're actually like the first person I've interviewed like on the street. I've been meaning to do this more often. And I was actually thinking about that walking across the bridge. I was like, damn, I should really go find some people to go interview on the street.
Yeah, I mean, it is Friday night and you're on Granville, so there's tons of people you could have easily interviewed, but hey, you grabbed me. Fucking.
I think I made the right choice.
And disclaimer, I'm messed up on mushrooms, so I'm peeking. Sorry, yeah.
He's not signing any legal documents until he's sober.
Yeah, no.
And I'll send this to you so you can clear it for yourself. I won't just upload it without your consent.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Honestly, anything I say, I have no regrets. If I say it, I say it.
Okay. And that's in the contract. You waive your ability to sue me for anything you say. But yeah, I was just eating dinner down there at White Spot, and then my intuition was like, you gotta go for a walk. So I started coming up the Granville Bridge, and I saw this beautiful big moon, and I was like, holy shit. And then I made my way over to like the middle of the bridge, and I found this guy here, and it turns out he's tripping on mushrooms, and he told me that it's a full moon. I think he said it was the flower moon.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, blood moon or flower moon or something. Something like that. Yeah. Just being friendly, saying hi to everybody.
What made you say yes to me interviewing you?
Honestly, why not? Just fuck it. I'm sorry, like I don't have a proper answer.
No,
to
that's
that.
good. You're doing great.
No, it's just yeah, got me at a good time. I'm happy. I'm chilling. Shit's fucked up in my life right now, but right now,
you don't have to share, but if you want, what's going on? You can speak in general terms as well.
I mean, majority of it is just grief.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to grieve for a lot of people in my last year. Like I said before we started recording, lost 5 people that mean a lot to me, and never had time to really grieve about it, and it's eating me away. So I was just like, you know what, full moon, mushrooms, let's fucking do it, and kind of cry my eyes out somewhere.
That's good. That's healthy.
Yeah. How long you been doing this podcast? You said season 2 now?
Yeah, so I've been doing this podcast since right at the end of December of 2025. I did season 1 just on my own, 22 episodes. And so for season 2, I really wanted to get different perspectives and voices on for people to hear.
Yeah. All right, yeah, no, that's cool. That's dope. I support you 100%. It's not easy what you're doing. I mean, I'm a total stranger. You don't know me. It's fuck. I don't know what to say, man.
Okay, I got 2 more questions before we wrap this up.
All right.
First question is, if you could go back to your 7-year-old self and tell them anything, what would you tell your 7-year-old self?
I don't think I would say anything. I wouldn't say anything. Just because what I went through, that's what made me who I am today. And if I went back and said anything, that would have changed, everything. So yeah, I wouldn't say shit to myself. I just honestly, if I could say anything, just make sure to clean your plate and be grateful. That's it. That's about it.
That's an incredible answer that I did not expect.
Yeah.
And my last question is to more specifically Indigenous youth, but to the young people of the world, what is the message that you have for them?
I to the young ones, I would say respect and appreciate the ones who give you anything. Your parents, friends, family, whatever. Don't say no to help, and don't take it for granted. A lot of people are suffering in this world, and clean your plate and do your dishes. I don't know what to say. Fuck.
That's an incredible answer. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast so spontaneously.
Yeah, no, actually, no. Thank you. I mean, kind of opened my eyes a little bit more, thinking about what to be thankful for, 'Cause you never know when you're gonna go. Today, your heart can stop any moment. You don't know, so just be happy. Even if you have to force yourself to put a smile on, you never know. You can make somebody's day just by a smile. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers. And this is talking about more like skinwalkers, like fucking, shapeshifters and shit.
I actually did an episode on those.
Yeah, I'm not lying. I believe in it 100%. And I fucking, I was out there, out in the boonies. Fucking, the next door neighbor is like, a 20-minute walk. Like, we're out there. It's in the boonies, woods and shit. And, anyways, I had my Mickey or whatever, drank it with my girlfriend, and then I went outside to go, have a dart. And, I kicked something over as I came out of the front door, and it's a Mickey, a full, uncracked, my brand too, what I like to drink. And I kicked it over, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I brought it inside, and I asked everybody, I was like, did anybody get this? Because it's not mine. Girlfriend said no. Her friend said no. Everybody in the house said no, we didn't get that. They're like, what? And so right away, my girlfriend was like, nah, you don't touch it. Leave it outside. It's like, a gift, and you just accepted it, You brought it inside. So anyways, at the time though, I was thirsty, so I ended up drinking it. I cracked it. But then I was like wondering, wait a second, how did it get here though? There has to be somebody fucking with us, trolling us or something. So I went and grabbed my smoke, and then walked around the property looking for anyone, who the fuck dropped this off? Because nobody bought it, and now it's at the front door, right? And anyways, didn't see anyone. The only thing I saw was a deer, whitetail, jump into the woods, and I only saw its ass, whitetail. Anyways, hops into the bush, and then I was like, okay, whatever. I go back inside, but there's this intuition, I guess, itch or something. I was like, nah, there's something out there. I feel it. I know there's something fucking out there. Anyways, but I'm not going alone. I'm not. If I'm going back out there, I'm not going alone this time. So I asked my girlfriend, her daughter, and she was like, okay, yeah, I'll come with you. And so we go back out there, and I tried to get it on camera on my phone, but like I have a piece of shit phone. So anyways, we're walking around the property and we're getting to the bush in the backyard, and I fucking the creepiest shit still gives me nightmares to this fucking day. Heard a crack, and we both looked at each other, and we both knew where it was coming from. And we looked over, and it was probably about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet away from us. And here we go across.
Yeah.
And we both looked over. We both saw something, and it was these two eyes. You know, they were like, almost like the street lights, almost like LED fucking
was it
bright
white?
Green eyes.
Oh, green. Okay.
And the thing is, too, the eyes were side by side. You know, so a deer, their eyes are on the side of their head. You know, any prey, their eyes are on the side of their head. Predators, eyes are in front, side by side. And this motherfucker thing was standing up and then went down and then like looked like it winked at us. And
Oh my god.
we both didn't even want to fucking chance it. She's holding a shovel. I have my cell phone trying to capture it. We just fucking scrammed. We went back inside.
Yeah.
And then
Fuck that shit.
later that night, though, I was dead asleep. Like, I was sleeping. And I woke up I didn't even have a nightmare or anything. But I woke up and had such a fucking massive panic attack. To the point where I was like, call an ambulance because I think I'm fucking dying. Because I freaked out, went outside. I was in the fucking, on the balcony, like fucking in a fucking ball, thinking I'm dying, like just freaking the fuck out. And then anyways, that passed, went to bed, and then my girlfriend's daughter, who came out with me, also had a fucking panic attack the same way, that same night, but just different times.
Yeah.
And
wow.
and the thing was too, I think it affected her more than it affected me, because about the same week, 2 weeks after initially seeing those eyes, she ended up having almost like a psychotic break. Like she was going like psychosis, and
Yeah.
she didn't know what reality was, and like, yeah, she like what we saw and those eyes, man, that shit like is some of the fucking scariest shit I've ever seen. Like, you could put a gun in my head, I'd be like less scared than seeing those fucking eyes, because goddamn, because it affected both of us.
It almost sounds like, and it took a while for your subconscious to like comprehend what you actually saw.
Yeah, well,
And it couldn't make sense of it.
And she had it worse, because she ended up like fucking going mental for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
She didn't even like know who she was, or her mom, or anybody. She had this look in her eye that looked like, you know, I was staying my distance away from her, just because the fact is, she looked there, she wasn't there, like blank. It looked like she'd pick up a knife and fucking stab me. So I was like staying away, but we both saw those eyes that night, and that's what we have in common. Like, we both saw something that night, and we both got affected because we both had these crazy ass panic attacks. But also, now it's going on to 2 weeks, and you're having this mental breakdown after the fact that we saw that. Like, it was pretty fucking scary, man.
It does. So you said who was this again? Sorry.
My girlfriend's daughter.
So does she remember this experience? Have you guys talked about it?
Yeah. She definitely knows. And a week after all this, transpired or whatever, we ended up taking a photo, posted it on Facebook, but then not realizing, like, we didn't look at the photo, but her eyes are completely black. There's no white. It's literally completely black. So we kind of assumed that whatever we saw that night, that she might have been possessed. Not gonna lie, because we were scared for her.
That's definitely some. Hold up. We're gonna go. So I'm actually working on a story, and it's called The Psychedelic Revolution. And I think it would be very interesting to hear your opinion on mushrooms and psychedelics in general. And also, and before we get into that deeper topic, like, how are you feeling? Like, what are you experiencing right now?
Just joy, happiness. Like, nothing could really break my mood, I guess. I don't know. Just when you're on psychedelics or mushrooms, you realize the little things, the little details, like trees and the grass, like shit like that. Like, you don't really pick up on them when you're sober. It's like, okay, yeah, you see it all the time. But when you're high, you feel it, not just see it, you feel it. Like, everything is a frequency. We're just a bunch of fucking atoms that are vibrating. We're not, like, solid. Like,
yeah,
nothing's really solid. Like, we're just a bunch of fucking atoms vibrating. And
for sure.
Yeah, and once you have, psychedelics, mushrooms, acid, it doesn't matter, but you appreciate the little things, like nature. Like, you take it for granted. And I feel a lot of people could use it, just because it brings you back to our primitive ways of just being human. Because we're so brainwashed with this society and our phone, social media and all this shit. Like, nobody posts on their, Facebook their bad pictures. It's always trying to impress, always trying to put this front, But once you get down to having some mushrooms and shit, like, you go back, you feel raw. Like, you're back to your fucking zero. I don't know how to explain it, but
would you describe it as an ego death?
I've heard about that before.
Or would you kind of as embracing our inner nature? How would you describe it in your own words?
I would say just appreciating the little things in life, like the shit we take for granted. Like, even the concrete we're stepping on, like, somebody had to put the shit down. The roads we're walking.
You see things from a deeper perspective.
Yeah, you kind of look past, kind of thinking outside the box, I guess you could say. And I mean, I've done a lot of construction, demolition, everything. I know how to fucking put this shit up and take it down. And even right there, like, that's probably fucking asbestos right there. That's why it's all fucking taped up. But no, it's just it's something everybody should experience at least once, and just, it brings you back almost choking up on my words, but it almost brings you back to being innocent. When you're a kid and and you're innocent. You don't know what the value of the dollar or taxes or anything. You know, the world is a different fucking picture. When you're so innocent, you don't know how the world works. It kind of brings you back to that, and you know, being adult and shit fucking sucks. Fucking sucks, man. Like, fuck the government.
And that leads me into my next question, and that is, what are some of the most profound, maybe not even profound, but what are some of the most deep realizations you've had while tripping on mushrooms?
I guess just realizing that we're human. Like, time is just, I don't know. The deepest, we're just fucking human. Really, like, and you know, mushrooms are natural, like weed or whatever, like, you know, Mother Earth created it, so, you know, it can't be that bad. And I mean, a lot of cultures around the world use, you know, psychedelics like DMT, ayahuasca, fucking all that shit for spiritual, you know, rituals, or what, I don't even know, like in their religion or whatever, but you know, it's definitely something that humans definitely use, because it heightens your senses in a different way. Like I was saying, noticing the little things in life, like the little things, like you learn to appreciate the little things. Like, goddamn, like, you know.
So we just walked down Granville on a Friday night. What was that like for you?
Granville night, I mean, all I was thinking about is my girlfriend. I was like, fuck, man, all these, you know, pretty women out and doing Friday night or whatever. Yeah, good for them and everything, but all I was thinking about is, fuck, man, my girl.
So it seems that while people are tripping on mushrooms specifically, and I've had this experience too when I've done them in the past, you get a very deep sense of humility and oneness with your surroundings and the people you're around. I'm curious, have you experienced any sort of telepathy with the people you've tripped with in your past?
I mean, I did, because these mushrooms or whatnot, I have in the past learned to meditate. Even, you know, you're not high on mushrooms or anything, but you can still get the same kind of trance, I guess, if you really focus your mind and meditate. Bro, you could literally, what for my experience of meditating, was being able to control my dreams. Like, I could literally have lucid dreams. Like,
what is your most favorite thing to do in a lucid dream?
A lucid dream is either be able to fly or fucking be underwater. I don't know. I have a deep fear of fucking drowning, and I almost drowned like how many times in my life, but yeah, no, it's a whole trip on itself, and you don't have to have mushrooms, you don't have to be under the influence or anything. Literally, just your mind can have so much power.
Do you think mushrooms, psychedelics, meditation allow you to kind of tap into things that maybe in our day-to-day life are not so readily accessible? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like I said, it just opens your eyes just to realize that, you know, we're just fucking human, and, you know, like, kind of take a step back and chill out, because fuck, we're all fucking confused and worked up about bills and taxes and fucking car payments, cell phone, you know, all that shit. But once you're like, go back to, like, you know, the Stone Age, you get
There's a guy pissing right behind us.
Oh, don't.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, it's not that bad. You know?
No, I just...
We go further down and we fucking see someone with a needle in their arm.
Yeah. But you were saying through meditation, that kind of, for lack of a better term, unlocked an ability for you to lucid dream, to control your dreams.
Yeah, and it's that's a whole trip by itself. Like, you, you know, there's you could look this up. I believe it was on Joe Rogan's podcast or whatever. He mentioned it, but there was this guy who ended up doing, I think it was ayahuasca or DMT, and that shit's like pretty much like mushrooms, acid on steroids. Like, you know, you're not even, you don't even know who you are once you start fucking peeking off that shit. And this guy, he was only high for about, I think it was like under an hour, half an hour or some shit. But the thing is, he came out of that trip not being the same person, because while he was tripping, he had this whole life experience. He got a wife, he had kids, and like, he had this whole alternate like reality in his trip. And then when he came back to reality, he actually grieved over his dead wife and kids that never even existed. They never existed. It was all in his head. So, like, you know, the mind is pretty powerful shit, and if you can unlock those doors, you can, like him, he experienced 30 years of happiness with a wife and kids and all this. But the whole time he was just tripping, and he came out, and then, yeah, he didn't know what to do with himself, because he's just like grieving over his non-existing kids that never existed. That's crazy.
I think I know the episode. It was Salvia.
Yeah, Salvia. Fuck that shit, man. Funny story about Salvia though. I was actually about your age, like 19, 20, whatever, and I was outside my apartment. I was living at Broadway and Fraser, and anyways, I was out there having a smoke, and this woman, whatever, came up and asked me for a dart. So I was like, go ahead. And then she was asking me, like, hey, do you have a bong? You want to smoke? And at that time, I had two different bongs. I had one bong just strictly just weed, and the other one for like poppers, like tobacco and shit like that. And so I was like, yeah, I got a bong, why not? And so anyways, she invited me to her shop, and it's literally across the street. I walked past that place so many different times, and I didn't even realize, like, anyways, I get into her shop, and there's about maybe 8 or 9, middle-aged women, chilling, and I'm fucking this young 19-year-old kid, pretty much at that point, shows up, and they want to use my bong. And I'm like, okay, yeah, bring my bong. And the thing was, they were saying, oh, let's smoke, what I thought, let's smoke sativa, the type of weed, indica, sativa. But they were saying salvia. And I thought it was sativa. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm down to fucking rip a bowl or whatever. And I go there, and there's like these nine middle-aged women fucking about to do some salvia for the first time. And that bong was going around, and they're like, yeah. And I was like, wait a second. I thought you guys said sativa. No? Salvia. And I was like, I don't fuck with that. You guys know what you guys are doing? No, it's our first time, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, well, did you do your, like, history or your homework? Like, do you know?
Research.
Yeah, do you know what the fuck you guys getting into? No. They just heard it was going to be fun for a couple of minutes or whatever. And so, yeah, I ended up leaving my bong. I said, adios, I'm all good. Like, you guys have fun. And then was not even a month later, that whole shop ended up closing. And I don't know what the hell happened.
They were all grieving their non-existent children.
And the thing was, too, like, these are, like, I mean, these are fucking gorgeous women. And I could have been easily, like, obviously I was attracted to, like, put myself in that situation in the first place. But realizing now they're doing salvia, I was like, I'm good, yo.
Yeah.
And, at the same time, too, like, you can't trust anybody, man. I mean, it's not a common thing, or people don't talk about it that much, but there's some fucking heavy shit about, You think it just happens to girls when they're being raped and shit, but man, it happens to guys too, man.
Yeah.
And I felt like, in that situation, it felt almost like a trap too, because, there's 9 women about to give me some fucking drugs that I don't even want to do. And who knows, like, yeah, it's just, anybody can be taken advantage of. Doesn't take a lot. So just, always keep an eye out,
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a very stressful situation to be in, especially at 19 years old.
Yeah, I don't even know. I at the time I was going to college and finding my way, and that was way before any of my addictions, like way before any of it. I didn't even drink. The most I did was maybe like fucking smoke some weed, but yeah, after that though, got in the wrong crowd and ended up fucking Vancouver swallowed me. Got in the wrong crowd and yeah, it is what it is, but no regrets though. And that question you asked me earlier kind of is still resonating about if I could go back and tell myself at 7 years old what I would say to myself. Like I said, still the same answer.
Yeah.
I would not tell myself anything. But just the only thing is I would say is, yeah, respect. That's it. Treat others how you want to be treated. And, respect and trust isn't easy. Once you lose that trust, you have to earn it back. And it could be easy. I mean, any kind of relationship, not even talking about girlfriend. It could be your parents, any kind of relationship you have, even with your bros. You lose that trust, man, you have to work to get that back. Because trust is everything. Trust and respect is everything.
Now, was this principle something that you learned? So like trust and respect, the importance of it. Was this something that you learned or was taught, or was this kind of something that you were just born with?
I guess it was more taught from the way of life I grew up in, because everything is respect and trust, like word of mouth, your street, like, if you don't have that, you don't have anything, really. Like, you could be rich as fuck or poor, but if you don't have that fucking respect or that trust, nobody's gonna, you could have $1 million in your pocket, but if you don't have that respect or trust, like, you're nothing, you're worthless.
Yeah.
So it's all about that, really, like, trust and respect. And you know your lane and stay in it. Sometimes, egos get fired up, alcohol, drugs, or whatever, but everybody has a place, and you can sense it as soon as you walk in a room. Like, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but this, all I'm saying, trust and respect and stay in your lane when you know it. And if you have to, bite your fucking tongue, because sometimes you just have to. You gotta shut the fuck up and not even say anything. I'm the quiet one, and this is the most I've been talking in the last, I don't know, couple weeks now. I've been kind of isolating myself on purpose, and I decided to come out tonight because it was like a full moon, so I was like, fucking drop some mushrooms and grab a bag and fucking see who I meet. And I met you, so hey, like, you're making my night. So thank you for that, Kyle.
I appreciate that.
And happy to be on your season 2 podcast. Definitely gonna fucking share it around, shout out, and when you go famous, man, don't forget about me.
I won't. I definitely won't forget about the night I decided to walk on a bridge, which happened to be a full moon, and meet a really chill, cool guy tripping on mushrooms.
Yeah, life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. The future is unknown, the past is the past. But they say the present is now, and that's why it's a gift. Future is unknown, the past is past, but present. Be present is a gift. Every day you wake up, take your morning piss, fucking drink some water out of the fucking tap. There's people in the world right now who are struggling and eating literally fucking dirt for food. And I'm sitting here enjoying myself on a fucking full moon. I don't have much to give. I mean, if I could, I would, but I mean, there's a lot of people struggling in the world, and not a lot of people understand politics and kind of just brush it away because we're privileged with this, first world society, you could say, Canada, the States, even like Mexico, yeah, still not even considered third world. But you go over, like, there's so much going in the world, and so many people dying for what? And we're fighting over fucking oil and shit, man. I filled up a tank, what was it? $50 only got me, what was it, like 15 liters? Not even $50 for what? 15 liters of gas. Like, the fuck? Anyways.
Where would you, or do you have a vision, but what do you see the world 20 years from now, or what would you like to see changed?
Honestly, I don't think anything's gonna change in 20 years. We're at the threshold right now to be going to war. If you look at the history tends to repeat itself. Every 80 years there's a big war, and we're about there. And all the tensions with Trump and China and Russia and Ukraine, all that shit, we're like, we're pretty fucking close. This is literally like every 80 years there's a big war, and it's like kind of like the hard reset of society, and we're there. And if you're a guy over 19 or 20, whatever, you get enrolled. And the thing is too, I've been getting ads on my YouTube about the army, and usually they want young guys in their 20s to enroll, right? But now they officially upped the number, so you can enroll when you're 35, 40. Back in the day, 10, 15 years ago, you're not allowed. They're like, you're too old. Like, after 30, they're like, no, we don't want you. But they're getting desperate now, and they raised the age limit to like 45. 45. You could be 45 and enroll into the army. That's how desperate they are. And fuck, man, if shit goes down, I'm going in. Shit, I don't care.
Do you have a message of hope for the people who would be drafted into a potential world conflict?
A message of hope? No, I wouldn't give false hope, because you're going in. Like, there's nothing's gonna come good out of it. Either you don't come back, or you come back, but you're not the same. And like, I have a few friends that joined the Marine Corps. I have a lot of friends, actually. And I went to high school with these guys, and they went overseas. They did their,
tour,
and they're not the same. There's something. I'm lost of words. It's shit you can't even put in words. That it happened, man. Like, I don't know. I've seen some fucking shit. A lot of... Yeah. I don't want to say it on the record, but...
That's okay.
I've seen a lot of death. And that shit fucks you up.
Do you have a message for the world leaders who will ultimately decide if we enter a conflict, a major conflict?
Just keep the women and children away. That's it. Yeah. If there is shit going down, keep the women and the kids away and safe, fed. You know, like, that's it. Because, you know, men disposable. Yeah, whatever. But if we lose our women, like, we're we're done. And you know, I was actually there was a study that just came out on China and how they have the one kid policy or whatever. So their population is like worldwide, not just China, but worldwide. There's been a lot of like a stigma, I guess, like not to have kids. And so every 50 years, you know, 80 years for war, 50 years to really populate, rebump their population, every woman would have to have 5 kids. And 5 kids, that's a lot. And with like how much we're paying, we're doomed. We're going. And we walked past that fucking robot dog. That was a fucking trip by itself. We're getting replaced. You know, all the self checkouts, every store, all the self checkouts and shit like that. Like, we're doomed. You ever watch that movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
It reminds me of WALL-E when, you know, all the fat people are in the floating chairs and shit, and that no responsibilities, nothing like that, because, you know, all the robots are fucking controlling everything. They got it on their hand. Like, I hope I'm not alive to see that shit to actually transpire, because we're already almost there. AI, they're all over the place. Our phones, fuck, man.
You have to catch a sky train in less than 7 minutes now. So, do you have any closing messages or anything that you want to get off your chest before we end the podcast episode?
Appreciate the little things and be grateful for what you have, because you might think you have it worse, but there's always somebody else having it worse than you. So appreciate the little things. Even, you know, the water coming on your fucking tap. Appreciate that, because, you know, it's just the little things you gotta appreciate and respect it and be grateful, because a lot of people in the world don't have that privilege. And I say privilege because it is a privilege. And, you know, living in a, you know, Vancouver, first world country, people don't, you know, they don't understand the little things. And I recommend having a little dose of mushrooms, and it will definitely open your eyes up to the little things. The little things that you don't realize that we're there. And we're all human. We're a bunch of fucking atoms vibrating.
I also just gotta put a disclaimer: the Late Night Cool Down and the Late Night Cool Down Productions Incorporated does not endorse any drug use. We're not. The company is not telling. This is just my interviewee's opinion.
Yeah, no. That's just me. He interviewed me. Ran into this guy on Granville Bridge, a full moon, and it kind of made my night. And I'm super happy to be here, and expressing that fucking fat ass rat. What the fuck?
My native name is Dancing Mouse. He who reaches for the moon.
Where did it go?
It's by the trash can.
Oh. That's crazy because my spirit name is Bear. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I came across a grizzly bear. Fucking. Not even. I could probably reach out to his fucking nose. A grizzly bear out in Alberta. I don't know if it still exists, but it's called Ghost River. But anyways, I came across a bear, and then went to a sweat. My first sweat, did 4 rounds, and I was with all the other adults. I was the only kid there, but they weren't holding back. Like I fucking 40 plus rocks.
Holy shit!
And this is way before any psychedelics or anything. I was there with my younger brother, and his name is actually Kyle. And I was in a row with a bunch of other guys. His elder was coming by, and he was giving us all our fucking spirit name. My brother was on one end of the line, I was on the other. He called him, he's like, yeah, you're a bear. And he said, me a bear. And then we told him after everything that we were actually related. And he's like, yo, that's what... It's trippy because, yeah, you guys are definitely bear. And, we're protectors. Yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's, yeah. Man, the shit people can go through and still survive. Life is not fucking easy.
To the person who is, struggling, has hit the rock bottom, or is just going through it, what is a simple message that you have for them?
I would say keep your chin up and walk with confidence and make it work. Get shit done. That's it. If you're struggling, yeah, I get it, but you're the maker of your own world. So fucking get off your ass and
get her done.
Yeah, fucking go make some money. And easy, hard way, fucking you choose, because we're the maker of our own world. You could go the hard way and try to fucking rob a bank, and then what? Now you're in a 5x5 for the rest of your life? Like, fuck that. Or you could, anyways, I would say if you're struggling and whatnot, seek help and call a friend.
Thank you. And we'll definitely have you on the podcast again. I don't want to hold you up any longer. I don't want you to miss your train, but I want to express my gratitude for taking time out of your day or your night to do this with me.
No. No. Thank you. Honestly, you kind of made my night and kind of making me think. And I appreciate your company. It was something I didn't look for, but I needed. Because I was out on the bridge looking down, 70 feet, like thinking, oh, could I survive this? But, you came along and it's a gift. Oh. You came out of nowhere, and you kind of, in a way, you kind of saved me. Not gonna lie, because I was like, I hide it, but I'm falling apart, man. It's not funny, but fuck, man. Life is not easy. And this fucking rat or mouse keeps coming around. But no, just love the ones around you and hold them tight and make sure you say hi and good night, because tomorrow is not promised. And I realize that I could be gone in the next 30 minutes here, Just absorb everything you can get and the knowledge from everybody, anybody, Just appreciate the world around you and don't take it for granted and respect each other.
All right, this has been the Late Night Cool Down Street interview number 1.
I'm number 1.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.